Hello friends, welcome back to our Figma series for brand identity design. Today we are going to continue with the tools in Figma, and most especially we will learn how to create frames in Figma, how to manipulate frames in Figma, frames property in Figma, difference between frames and groups, how to add a frame to object in Figma, how to group objects in Figma, and how to use auto layout in Figma. But before that, please like this video, share and subscribe to this channel. This will help me to create more videos like this. Let us start with the move tool. It is the same as we learned in Photoshop and Illustrator. Use it to move objects around the canvas. We will not repeat some of the tools because we have covered most of them in our Photoshop and Illustrator series. You can find the videos on my channel. Now click on the arrow on each of the tools to review other sub-tools. Let us start with the frame tool. So what is a frame tool? Frames in Figma are like containers that hold all your design elements. Think of them as the skeleton of your project. They help you structure and organize everything neatly. You can find frame tool in the toolbar at the bottom of the screen, or you can just hit F on your keyboard to activate it. Let us create our first frame. Click on the frame tool and drag your mouse across the canvas. If you check on the right side, you can customize the size using the property panel. But wait, there's more to the frame tool. Now, click on the frame tool again or press F. Look at the right hand side, you will see preset frame sizes. These are great for designing for specific design like desktop, tablets, presentations, paper or smartphones. For example, if I select the iPhone 13 preset, you now have a frame perfectly sized for that design. Perfect. Now let us look at how to manipulate frames in Figma. Frames are super flexible. You can resize them by dragging the edges or the corner of the frame, or hold down Shift if you want to maintain the proportions. Then if you want to move it around, just switch to the move tool by pressing V and drag it to a new spot. Now here is a trick. Frames can hold other frames. This is called nesting. For example, let us drag a smaller frame into our iPhone frame. Notice how it snaps neatly inside. This is perfect for organizing different sections of your design. Now let us look at the frame properties in Figma. Frames are not just empty containers. You can customize them with fills, borders, effects on the right hand side of the property panel. You can also change the background color. You can add stroke and adjust the size. You can also apply shadow or plus to make your design pop. This makes frame an excellent tool for creating visual design layout. Now let us look at the difference between frames and groups. As you design in Figma, you will need to group and add frames to objects. Frames are not the same as groups. Groups just hold elements together, but frames add layout control like constraint, resize options. So when designing responsible layout, always use frame. They will save you a lot of time. Now let us look at how to add a frame to objects. If you have multiple objects you want to organize within a frame, click and drag to select multiple objects, or hold Shift and click each of the objects. Now right click on the selected object and choose Frame Selection from the context menu. Figma will create frames around the selected objects, making moving and organizing them as a group easier. Another method you can use is to click and drag to select multiple objects, or hold Shift and click each object, then activate the frame tool by pressing F or selecting it from the toolbar. Now click and drag on the canvas over the object to create your frame. Figma will create a frame around the selected objects, making moving and organizing them as a group easier. Now let us look at how to group objects in Figma. Click and drag your mouse over the object you want to group. This creates a selection box that highlights all the objects within. Once your objects are selected, right-click on the selected object, then choose Group Selection from the drop-down menu. Finally, before we go, let us learn how to use auto layout in Figma. Highlight the objects you want to include in the auto layout. This can be buttons, text, or any design element. Now right-click and choose Add Auto Layout from the context menu, or use Shift-A to instantly apply auto layout to the selected element. Perfect. Now let us adjust auto layout property. Once auto layout is enabled, use the properties panel on the right to fine-tune the layout. For direction, choose between horizontal or vertical stacking. Horizontal elements are arranged side by side, while vertical elements are stacked top to bottom in the frame. For spacing between items, set the amount of space between the elements. For padding, add padding inside the frame to create space between the content and the frame's edges. For alignment, align items to the left, center, right, top or bottom, or distribute evenly. For resizing, adjust how elements are resized. You can use fixed width or height to keep dimension constant. You can use fill container to allow elements to stretch to fit the frame. You can also use huge content to shrink or expand the frame to fit the container. Finally, let us look at adding and managing elements in the auto layout. For adding element, drag new object into auto layout frame. They will automatically align based on the defined rules you set. For you to reorder, drag elements up and down within the frame to reorder them. If you find this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to this channel. This will help me create more videos like this.